Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. It's another DC TV review. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with Connor, as always, for
Hi,
these
everyone.
ones. We're going to talk about The Flash, Season 2, Episode 12. The episode's called Fast Lane, and full spoilers, as always, for the episode at hand, and obviously the show up until this point. Like, if you,
Kind of goes without saying
yeah,
that one, to be
it
honest.
does, but I feel like some point, some dick is going to be like, you spoiled last week's thing, but...
I think if you're watching the latest episode and you haven't seen the ones before, then you should have it spoiled for you because you should be up to date with what's happening.
Yes. Or you should have accepted that you will have that spoiled because you're. I mean, this episode probably spoils half of what happened last week anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going on a tangent that we don't even need to go down. No one's complained. I'm predicting. I'm complaining about a complaint that's not happened yet.
God damn it.
Anyway, so this episode focused on a bunch of different things. We had the West family stuff. We had Harry of Earth 2 stealing Barry's speed. We had Tar Pit as the sort of the villain of the week. Who, let's start with him. Let's start with the Tar Pit stuff. At the start of the episode, when they were like the thugs were hanging him over, and they was going to go into the molten tar. Well, not molten,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But they kept comparing it to lava, so I've got molten in my head. And I thought, oh, this is going to be really goofy. This is going to be a really goofy villain. And while he was, he looked fucking badass at the end when we seen him in like proper, what I shouted out loud is Clayface mode.
Yeah.
And he was all molten, and there was the cracks with the light, and I was like, that looks pretty good on a TV budget. I'm quite
Up till that point, I wasn't feeling the CG. I think the point where the CG really bothered me was when the cars were driving into the tar.
Yeah, that was really
looked
sort of dodgy.
awful.
Yeah. Him full on like big.
Yeah,
tar
they
pit
were
mode
obviously
was
just
good.
saving it for that. and
Yeah,
then-
that was the money shot, and that did look quite good, which is nice. I mean, his plot's pretty. He's just kind of there to serve as a villain in this episode. I mean, the coincidence of all coincidences that the last guy that's related to that group is also the guy running the drag racing, that Wally's involved in. That coincidence is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I don't care,
Yeah.
but so that was a thing. You know, Tar Pit was fine. He's not particularly interesting. And
My favourite moment was when they named him.
yeah, because Cisco beat Barry to it, and then he mocked him that he beat him to it. He's like, "Oh, too slow," which has its own irony.
Yeah, exactly. It just worked so well for this episode.
So we'll tackle the West stuff then. I think next, since there's not really much to say about Tar Pit. He was just kind of there, and then they beat him, and that's it. He was there to serve the other plots more than he was his own plot.
Yeah.
The West stuff didn't bug me as much as I thought it was going to early on. When Iris went to the drag racer leader's den and like threatened him with the article and stuff, I was like, when she walked in, I thought, I'm going to hate this. Like, I had this feeling that it was going to be awful, and it was okay. Like, it was fine. Like, it moved things along.
I think what annoyed me was a little bit earlier, when she was at the drag race and she was taking the picture on her phone. It's like, why'd you leave the sound on that you're taking a picture? Because now everyone just knows you were just taking a picture of this.
Yeah,
Just turn the camera sound off.
Not that I've ever snuck a photo of someone who doesn't know they're being photographed, but if you are going to do it,
Just turn the sound off.
yeah, you pretend you're just looking at your phone, but just have it aimed.
I just feel if you're going to do some undercover journalism, you've got to be a bit more subtle than that. Because the guy even shot her a look after he heard that camera click.
Yeah, which I thought was going to be. I thought he was going to chase her up because of that.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm just saying, like, because I think once I saw someone wearing something really stupid on the train, and I wanted to take a photo of it so I could show people, and I had to get a little private eye,
Yeah.
get the photo.
I just feel like she's got a lot to learn of the art of taking photos without being caught.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing she dressed slutty to blend in, but it never really came up.
Yeah.
They gave her this walk-in scene where the camera was like, "Oh, look, legs," and then Wally
Maybe
makes a
that's the
comment.
point. It didn't come up because she blended in and no one needed to make a comment.
True.
Because they would have made more of a comment if she didn't blend in.
Okay, that's true. Fair enough. but I mean, a lot of this was convenient because, like I say, the coincidence that the guy leading the drag races was involved in the tar pit plot, and then the fact that that leads to the incident that lets Wally kind of open up a bit and not be like, oh, maybe I should give up the drag racing and connect with Joe and all that. It was all a little bit easy in that sense, but I thought it still played out okay. Like,
Yeah.
I think Joe was a good enough actor and a good enough sort of dad character.
I think it points out my favorite part of all this side of the storyline was the scene between Barry and Joe when they were talking at the crime scene, and he was like, "Oh, you're stern, but it's fine because it's a good thing when it's our love." And it was like that was the best scene out of it. I thought.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it. I thought it moved along the things that it needs to move along because we need to get to a place where Wally's, integrated and he's just around.
That's a point. I thought they were a bit heavy-handed with all the speed nods at the start.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I really like speed, and I need to feel moving fast."
I was rolling my eyes a bit.
Yeah, that was a little bit heavy-handed. If you're not familiar with who Wally West ends up becoming, we won't say it, but let's just say that's very on the nose.
Okay.
But the meat of the episode and the best part of the episode, of course, was the Harry stealing Barry's speed, them noticing it's down like 2%, and that's why he can't save Iris. Although I actually have to point out here something about the whole Iris being saved. I like the running towards her because the mirror's going for her and he hits that out of the way, and I thought that was cool. Nice bit of slow motion stuff there. But I did have to she gets hit with the glass, but she basically faints as if it's this big wound, and I'm like, it didn't look that deep. It's in your shoulder. Like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital and get stitches, but like, it's not.
It's not life-threatening, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but like, she's like out cold as if like.
My thing is 2% loss really enough that you can't catch that piece of glass?
Possibly, it's just that little bit slower.
Yeah, but I just thought 2% doesn't seem like that much. I feel like he still could have made just that little bit of glass. Don't know. It's not like it was that fast.
But and I actually thought this was really, really pretty good. I like the fact that Harry, he just couldn't, like, he's a dick, but he's not a villain, and it's kind of like him proving that he couldn't go through with it. He had to own up and fess up. And then I liked that Barry sort of proving himself to be the hero that he should be by like, no wait, like,
trusting him. Yeah.
Yeah, in this circumstance, no, you know what, I get it. We're going to save his daughter. We're not abandoning them.
Yeah, and I think all my favourite scenes of the episodes were when Harry and Barry were working together in the lab.
Yeah, and he was like
research.
Yeah, and he was getting annoyed at him for like reading things.
The speed reading is like, that's annoying.
Have they brought up before actually that he he doesn't retain it that much? Like,
no, I don't. I think that's the first time I recall it. It makes sense that it goes to short-term memory, and
well, yeah, because I mean, if you just like skim something, you'll only remember it for the next little bit. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
In order to take something in, you have to be studying it for a long time, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that there's a limit in that. He's not just like amassing like silly amounts of knowledge. That
I like the idea that when he's in the lab, he has to just every 30 minutes he has to quickly read through all the books again.
Yeah. Not when he's in the CSI lab because he's actually trained in that.
Yeah, but all this this extra stuff.
Yeah, that's space-time continuum bollocks.
Earth 2 science.
Yeah, Earth 2 science. So that was good, and I really liked those scenes, and I really liked, like I say, Barry being like, look, that's a whole nother Earth of people. I'm not letting them die. I don't care that it's not my Earth, like, because that's the way a hero should think. Because it shouldn't be about I'm just saving me and mine. That's the archaic way of thinking. That's quite frankly, the way of thinking that has our world and the shithole that it's in. So, no, heroes save everyone. Everyone deserves to be saved.
Yeah,
and that's a very valued lesson to learn.
Just a small little thing that isn't really to do with the Flash, but it was in there. I thought it was really interesting that Oliver Queen's mayoral campaign hasn't been mentioned in about 5 or 6 episodes in Arrow, yet it got mentioned here in Flash. I feel like maybe they're priming us, like, guys, this is still happening. Tomorrow's episode for Arrow, we're going to do some mayor stuff. But just remember that this is a thing.
It's not quite been 6 episodes, but yeah,
it's been at least like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's not really been mentioned since they came back, at least.
Yeah, I think they've mentioned his campaign manager because Thea, and then
the
base, but that's it.
Yeah, so I like the ending, and the ending sets up what could be a very fun next episode because the gang are going to Earth 2.
Yes, I believe this is the one where we'll be getting Earth 2 Caitlyn's Killer Frost stuff.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's actually, this has the potential to be one of the best episodes next week if they play it right.
Although, I'm a little bit worried that, that golden sheen that Earth 2 has when they show it? I'm a little bit worried that's going to get old if we're having that for the whole episode.
They might not do that for the whole episode if they're there.
They might not.
And even if they do, I don't think it'll get that annoying. I think I'll just get used to it. I don't know. I'm someone who I can't even talk about it. It's a spoiler for the show, but I watched another show that was about alternate universes, and whenever they went over it, it was a lot of fun seeing the different versions of characters and how different the world is.
It always is in any show or anything that kind of plays with these things. Alternate timelines, alternate universes. They're always a lot of fun, those sorts of episodes.
It should be. So, yeah, this was a decent to good episode, particularly for the Barry and Harry stuff, and it set up what could be a very good next episode. So, that's The Flash for this week.